Hey, what's going on, everyone? Just finished my review of this Lone Wolf Harsei T2 folder and kind of wanted to get a little bit more into the history of Lone Wolf knives, like realizing that I will probably regret this because I'm looking for these knives, but hopefully none of you all have an obsession such as I do. But from what I can tell, and I've tried to do my research on these knives. Like I have, Lone Wolf knives writ large. Like they have a near and dear place in my heart. Like I love these knives. Anytime I can scoop up a good example of one of them, I historically have taken advantage of that. But Lone Wolf Knives were a company that was founded in Oregon in the early 2000s, and they made a ton of really nice knives that were a little bit cheaper than the competition, I would say, like price wise, not quality. Like these things have been across the board. Every Lone Wolf knife I've ever handled, I've been very impressed with the quality of it. But they've also done collaborations with, as we reviewed today, this William Harsei. They've done collaborations with him. Bob Loveless. They have a bunch of collaborations with him, as well as Paul Pullman. So this was a company that in the early 2000s, like they were making waves in a way. And, the knife that kind of stole my heart was this Eagle Talon, liner auto. Like I loved the fit, finish, feel, etc. And, back in the day when Wolf was founded, you actually had a bunch of people, and we see it in both of these knives, so the Harsei as well as the Eagle Talon. There were several people that left Gerber actually and made the company, established it, and we see that kind of with this Gerber grip. It was this fiberglass reinforced nylon that was so popular for them at the time. But they were doing great stuff, and then based on the research that I did, they actually ended up in 2009 coming out with an OTF, or out the front version of a knife. I don't know what it looks like. I couldn't find any pictures online, but from what I can tell, they got a little bit over their head. So production prices went up. They weren't able to fill the orders, and Benchmade kind of swooped in the 11th hour and bought Lone Wolf, which is very unfortunate. And prior to Benchmade buying Lone Wolf, from what I can tell, like they were kind of just they were honestly like a competitor to Benchmade, I would say. Like they were making those more tactical folders, notwithstanding this Eagle Talon, even this Laredo, which again, it's not one of the scale autos, but certainly on the same stage that you'd see a lot of Benchmades on. And Benchmade immediately made them into like a hunting, fishing type brand. Like from there, we see a lot more slip joints, a lot of wooden handles. Your copies of Victoria Knox knives, things of that matter. And I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me. Like they didn't actually end up letting them keep their identity, which is really unfortunate. Like I think I would have loved to see, and I still would love to see, what sort of potential that they could have reached. It's really too bad. And then kind of fast forward to 2014, which again, like the Lone Wolf knives that I have are pre-Benchmade. Like they're from a time long gone, but you have to realize, and I covered it in the T2 review that I did. Like these were amazing knives, like very high end quality production knives for the early 2000s, which today with all the knives that I review, like I miss those days in a sense. Like I loved those older Microtechs, the old Emersons, the old Benchmades, the old, like I don't know, like I think like Lone Wolf has a permanent place in knife history and kind of like where the knife is today. But certainly by 2014, Benchmade very quietly shut down Lone Wolf knives, and it's too bad. Like I don't know, like I really can't tell you what it is. I've tried at least 100 knives at this point in like my journey. Like I have it narrowed down to like what I like to carry, what I like to collect. Like Lone Wolf knives are the knives that I like to collect over Microtech, over anything. And I had a huge Microtech collection. I'll try to find a picture and post it. But I mean, I had crazy old school Microtechs. Like there's something about Lone Wolf and kind of just the quality of opening them, of the simplistic design. Like I'll post a picture right here, giving myself something to do later. Just taking these knives down. Like I love doing maintenance on knives. Like these things, like every time I would like take them apart or talk about them or flip them, like I had more appreciation for them, and I can't say that about a lot of brands that I've stumbled across in today's day and age. So, I'm certainly like I don't consider myself a knife collector. I'm a knife user, but Lone Wolf is the company that I'm after. I really am. And this video is gonna bite me in the ass because someone out there is gonna buy a Lone Wolf knife and be like, man, these things are great. I'm gonna start collecting them, and then I'm gonna be in competition. But so I'll deal with that when it comes. But no, I just kind of wanted to get out there like a little bit of history based on my research. This is a dead brand for all intents and purposes. Like you can't get any servicing done on them. Like I love like the old school boxes. They actually used to like, it's not gonna it's not gonna focus, but they basically like they gave their street address, everything. Like it's not lost on me that I can't do any maintenance on these things, but there's something about them. And then like my last plug for Lone Wolf and the collaborations they did was I'm kind of embarrassed to admit I owned the Lone Wolf Harsei T2 for a while, and also I've owned this Spartan Blades Harsei folder for a while, and I never put these things like head to head, but it was kind of funny to me, like where I was like, man, yeah, you are in the Lone Wolf fan club. Like all of my complaints about the Spartan Harsei folder, which everyone loses their mind over. Like they're like, this thing is like the bee's knees. Like pick one up, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yesterday, I like the Lone Wolf version a lot better, and that's tough because they don't make it anymore. But it was really cool to see, two knives, same designer. Again, like I'm gonna balance them on my table right here. Like these things are so close to each other, and it's funny to see people lose their minds about a knife in 2021 when this version came out, whatever. When, hey, listen to me, they were doing this in 2010. Like that's pretty cool, and I get it now. Like I see it, love this knife. So I guess this is kind of a shameless plug from me to you all. If you see any Lone Wolves for sale that aren't, I don't have to sell my son to get it, like please let me know, because I will scoop them up. Like I'm a huge fan. I don't collect knives, but I collect Lone Wolf. So with that, appreciate you all tuning in. This was not for everyone. Please don't steal the Lone Wolf knives from me. This is my thing. Don't find your own thing. No. Appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.